Namaste and greetings from the heart of incredible India. Madhya Pradesh, as you all know, has been at the forefront of tourism promotion. And this virtual meeting is an extension of our endeavors to promote Madhya Pradesh tourism internationally. In the regions that you all are coming from, we have attended various travel shows such as MITT Moscow, Arab Travel Mart Dubai, and we were very keen on participating in the Qatar Travel Mart because GCC is also a very important source market for us. And pre-COVID, Madhya Pradesh had conducted about 25 road shows. And now as we come back actively into tourism, we are excited to hear from you about what we can do to make Madhya Pradesh more visible in your markets, and also for us to give you a small glimpse of what we have done post-COVID, what measures have been taken, and what are the new products on offer. So let me make a quick introduction here to all the participants in this meeting. We have Mr. Shiv Shekhar Shukla, Principal Secretary, Tourism and Culture, Government of Madhya Pradesh, and Managing Director of the Madhya Pradesh Tourism Board. Sir, welcome to this meeting and thank you for hosting this meeting.
Thank you, Vinitaji. Namaskar, welcome everyone.
We have Mrs. Shilpa Gupta, Additional Managing Director of Madhya Pradesh Tourism Board. She may just be joining in a minute or two. We have Mr. Yuvraj Padole, who is Deputy Director of Madhya Pradesh Tourism Board, who will make the small presentation on the destination soon. From the Embassy of Moscow, we have Mr. Navodit Verma, Second Secretary. Namaste and welcome to this meeting, sir. Representing the Indian Embassy in Muscat is Ms. Reena Jain, First Secretary. Ma'am, welcome to this meeting and namaste. From Tel Aviv, we have Mr. Naveen Ramakrishna, First Secretary and Head of Chancery. Representing the Indian Embassy Beirut is Mr. Patabi. Sir, good afternoon and welcome. From UAE Tourism Office, Dubai, we have Mr. Sitaraman, who is the Assistant Director. And we've had the pleasure of meeting him as well as Mr. Satendra Kumar Dwivedi from Friends of Madhya Pradesh recently at the Expo. So welcome to you both. And finally, we had Mr. Manoj Varghese, who just called in to say that he had to take an urgent flight. So he's not present at the moment. So he's also from Friends of Madhya Pradesh. And now I request Mr. Shiv Shekhar Shukla to make the opening remarks. Sir, over to you.
Namaskar and welcome to this session of MP's program to have connection with all the major source market countries through embassies and through our India tourism offices and also Friends of MPs who are there in today's webinar. First of all, let me welcome all of you from the heart of incredible India, and let me share with you a very good news that now Madhya Pradesh is absolutely open for travelers and all the restrictions have been lifted. The only advisory is for the travelers to observe COVID appropriate behavior, and there is no requirement of any test or carrying any certificates. Is absolutely open now. Secondly, as we all know that pandemic has had its own effect over the hospitality industry, which was very badly hit. And in between the waves, we had very good tourism seasons, of course. And I'm very happy to share with you that December 21 was one of the best months ever in Madhya Pradesh from tourism point of view. So people are actually looking for opportunities to go out. And now that this, after the third wave, we fared very well in the third wave. India being now almost, and our state is fully vaccinated. In fact, the booster dose is also administered to all eligible. So we are absolutely a safe destination to visit for anyone. And we have taken special care that the ones who are coming from outside are welcome with open arms, and they are not put to any kind of difficulty. Second thing, I would like to just briefly say that now that we know the choice of traveling community is changing and people are looking for some kind of exotic and authentic destinations rather than run-of-the-mill of destinations which used to be popular so far. So MP has got elements of all the important tourism facets which are now in demand, whether it is nature or it is heritage, spirituality, even rural tourism, which we have added in our portfolio in last 1 month, is doing very good. And anyone who comes to Madhya Pradesh absolutely goes happy. One rejuvenates here, and wellness is the way of life here. We don't need to create wellness centers. Traveling here itself is spiritual and wellness experience as such. And we also have created many products which are experiential and exploratory in nature. And we have one of the best infrastructure when it comes to hospitality. For example, Taj has the biggest presence in Madhya Pradesh in the country. And similarly, other brands, whether you call Marriott or Radisson, all of them, all big brands are there. And especially our national parks, they have very good infrastructure around them. Best of the hotels and resorts and the gaming activities are possible there. And we never stop our tourism. This is a state where tourism goes on throughout the year. Even during monsoons, when all the national parks are supposed to be closed, we do have different products to attract people, like night safari, buffer mein safar. That means that the buffer areas are open, if not the national parks, and people can still enjoy wilderness and the wildlife in the buffer areas, which are as good or sometimes even better than the core areas. And similarly, other kind of assets have been added consciously to ensure that the tourism goes on throughout the year. And that becomes the mainstay of our economic activity around these tourism destinations. We are also reaching out to all of you to disseminate about our assets, which are, of course, which we need to publicize more, to reach out to wider audience through your good offices, and also to ensure that the tourism in Madhya Pradesh is put to higher pedestal than what it is today, looking at our extremely good tourism offers. We are also open to any kind of PAM trips, which can be co-organized with the help of embassies and India tourism offices of prominent influencers or TATOs who might like to come to Madhya Pradesh. We'll be too happy to host them over here and give them the best possible experience. And last but not least, we have excellent law and order situation in Madhya Pradesh. Destinations are absolutely safe. And we are also the cleanest state in the country. Indore being the cleanest city, 5th time continuously in last 5 years. And we have second best cleanest city as Bhopal. Excellent climate, excellent people behavior, very, very hospitable environments. This all make it very alluring for people to come to Madhya Pradesh. So my colleague Yuvraj Padole will make a short presentation to give you a wider perspective about the tourism assets which we have. And at the end of the session, personally, I would like to hear your views about taking tourism to the next pedestal in Madhya Pradesh, and also how are you going to help us in taking it further. The buck should not stop with this one-off meeting, but we need to continuously engage with each other and to see that Madhya Pradesh and India reaches to the place which it deserves. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, sir. And that was a good encapsulation of everything that the Heart of India stands for. And upon this, Mr. Yuvraj Padole will expound and give us a bigger story and a bigger picture of Madhya Pradesh through a short presentation. Mr. Padole, over to you, sir, for the presentation.
Namaste. And on behalf of Madhya Pradesh Tourism Board, I, Yuvraj Padole, welcome you all in today's session. And as Sir has explained about the state, Madhya Pradesh is a versatile state as far as tourism products are concerned, services and facilities, world-class, and hospitality unmatched. So that's what is the USP of Madhya Pradesh. Our people, their behavior, their friendliness, and we always say that when we receive a tourist from anywhere in the world, we send back a friend of Madhya Pradesh forever. So that's what is tried and trusted by the people also. So let's go on a small journey of Madhya Pradesh to explore what are the products we have, what are the services we have, what the facilities Madhya Pradesh is offering to the tourists, and also as we want to develop tourism in Madhya Pradesh for 365 days. So destination Madhya Pradesh, which is becoming slowly and steadily a destination for 365 days. So every year, every month in the year, there is something new to do and involve. So it is also an active kind of a holiday which you would like to spend here in Madhya Pradesh. So let's go on a small journey.
You to this journey through the heart of incredible India. Madhya Pradesh is a state that lies at the absolute center of India and is a beautiful melange of wildlife, heritage, culture, and adventure. Welcome to the land that is truly reflective of the authentic India. Here you will find ancient forts and palaces, the best wildlife offerings, an array of temples that embody the spiritual heritage, cultural spectaculars in every corner, and cuisine that makes it a truly spectacular travel destination. We are home to three UNESCO World Heritage Sites. The magnificent temple complex of Khajuraho was built by the Chandela kings between 9th and 12th century AD. Only 22 temples remain out of the original 85, and the carvings found in these temples are extraordinary and one of its kind in the world. These temples also have some erotic sculptures which highlight the advanced cultural achievements of ancient India. The temples strike a perfect balance between architecture and sculpture. The temple of Kandariya Mahadev is decorated with a profusion of sculptures that are among the greatest masterpieces of Indian art. Sanchi was commissioned by Emperor Ashoka in 3rd century BC. Ashoka was a belligerent king, intent on expanding his empire until he realized the futility of war, and then embraced non-violence and Buddhism. And this is a major monument constructed to portray the life and journey of Lord Buddha. Sanchi marks the transition from wooden architecture to stone architecture. Relics of followers of Lord Buddha are enshrined at Sanchi. The Jataka tales, which are the stories of Lord Buddha, are carved on the gateways. Bhimbetka is one of the oldest dwelling sites of humankind. It dates back to the Paleolithic age with more than 500 rock shelters, having ancient rock paintings that are similar to ones found in Australia and Lascaux caves in France. These paintings are among the earliest recorded exhibition of human expression and creativity. The paintings have been executed mostly in red and white color, with the intermittent use of green and yellow with natural vegetable colors. The 2019 Tiger Census has declared Madhya Pradesh to be the tiger state of India, with maximum number of the majestic beasts among all Indian states, and the total number is 526 tigers. More than 30% of MP is covered in forests, and the state is home to 25 wildlife sanctuaries, 11 national parks, and 6 tiger reserves. Bandhavgarh is the place where Sir Richard Attenborough chose to shoot the tiger episode of The Dynasties. Kanha National Park is the home to the endangered species of swamp deer, Barasingha, the state animal of Madhya Pradesh. Satpura National Park is getting more and more popular with its increasing wildlife population, and also because it is possibly the only state in India where one can experience a land safari and a boat safari both. The Chambal Sanctuary is getting popular with wildlife enthusiasts as it is home to 4 endangered species which include the Gangetic dolphin and a gharial, which is an alligator-like animal. Pench is where Rudyard Kipling, the author of famous Jungle Book, actually got his inspiration for the tale of Mowgli and his wild friends. There is so much to do in the jungle. At sunrise, when the forest is full of promise, you can go on a game drive in the morning light. In the afternoon, visit a village on a bicycle or walking tour and see traditional Goan tribals at work on their art and craft. The jungles offer ample opportunity for bird watching with more than 300 resident and migratory varieties of birds that make their homes in these forests. Enjoy a bush dinner in the midst of the forest. Stay at luxury jungle lodges at the tiger reserves to get an authentic jungle experience. Madhya Pradesh Tourism Development Corporation has several jungle lodges in the tiger reserves which have been certified to be eco-friendly and sensitive to the jungle environment. Madhya Pradesh is an upcoming wellness destination with offerings such as Ayurveda, Panchakarma therapies, yoga, meditation, naturopathy, and other healing modalities. With an array of choices ranging from lakesides to luxury jungle lodges to luxurious and lavish palaces, MP offers an opportunity for destination weddings of all sizes. The Kushabhau Thackeray Convention Center, which was earlier known as the Minto Hall, is an excellent example of adaptive reuse of building. The total capacity of this convention center is for 1,200 guests. The UNESCO World Heritage Site boasts of a state-of-art Chhattisal Convention Center. This is ideal for meetings, incentives, conferences, and exhibitions of all sizes for corporate MICE activities. We offer plenty of options for those seeking soft adventure with activities such as parasailing, river rafting, and trekking. We organize walking and cycle tours, heritage runs in historic cities as a way to promote the heritage monuments. India's largest water festival, celebrated on an island which is converted into an adventure destination, complete with camps, yoga lessons, cultural events, handicraft shops, and many more things. We now share a few images of our most prominent heritage locations. Gwalior Fort is described as the pearl amongst the all forts in India. The city has been the nursery of Indian classical music and is full of heritage buildings, which offer a journey through the various time periods of Indian history. There is a spectacular Sans Alumia show to showcase the rich history of the Gwalior Fort every evening, which outlines the story with interesting anecdotes. Orcha is a rich legacy of ages. Every monument has a tale to tell. An interesting blend of Indo-Mughal styles built in the 16th and 17th century AD. The palaces and temples retain much of their pristine perfection. The royal ghats and magnificent temples at the bank of holy river Narmada. Chanderi Fort, which dominates the skyline of lovely old town of Chanderi. Mandu, which is often called the city of joy. Lush green fields provide the backdrop of architectural curiosities like Jahaj Mahal, Indola Mahal, and Asharfi Mahal. Bhopal. This is the home to Asia's largest mosque, the beautiful Tajul Masajid. Ujjain Temple, where thousands of lamps are lit every night. Mahakaleshwar, the ancient Shiva temple, which sees a new form each day. Creativity at its best, even in the spiritual realm. The Kumbh Mela sees the largest congregation of pilgrims on the planet, once every 12 years. Here is a video that shows how electric the environment can be during this deeply spiritual festival.
आज हम बाबा महाकाल के प्रांगण में मौजूद हैं। बाबा महाकाल की संध्या आरती
है। इस समय भूमि तथागत है। अरे महाकाल की नगरी में श्रद्धालुओं का स्वागत है। ये कुंभ है, 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 ये कुंभ है। यहाँ घाट बिन जात पात हर संत भक्त कर स्नान साथ इस हस्त पर्व है। ये महापर्व संसार कुंभ है, ये 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 कुंभ है।
Traditions of the state can best be captured at its fairs and festivals. The state has its own distinct cultural identity. Madhya Pradesh occupies a special position in the history of classical dance and music. Tansen Samaro is usually held in the month of December every year. The week-long Khajuraho Dance Festival is held every year from 20th to 26th of February to showcase India's all forms of classical dances. Now people ask, what is the best time to visit Madhya Pradesh? And we say, any time of the year is the best time for Madhya Pradesh. For example, in the summer months, wildlife spotting are best as the animals come out seeking watering holes. Winters are great to visit the heritage spots as the mild temperatures are conducive to long outdoor stays. And the monsoon covers the entire state in greenery, and places such as Mandu, Urcha and Pachmadi, they come alive. Our vibrant state offers destinations where traveling alone is not just comfortable but also offers a taste of freedom, independence and fun without fear. Indore and Bhopal are two cities which have been awarded cleanest cities in India for several years in a row. Madhya Pradesh has been the location of choice for several regional Hindi and English movies, web series and TV series. Our film tourism policy works on single window clearance, which has been much appreciated by the filmmakers from across the globe. Madhya Pradesh is known for its array of gastronomic choices, ranging from the royal kitchens of Bhopal to the delicious street foods of Indore and Gwalior. Indore is the city of foodies. It was shortlisted for the best food destination at ITTA Awards in WTM London. Indore is a charming city that once was a trading capital of central India. Today, it is most famous for its food and is on everyone's must-visit list as a foodie destination. This is an image shot at the famous Sarafa Bazaar, a jewellery market by the day that turns into a bustling street food market by night and is a must-visit when in Indore. Madhya Pradesh has a large population of tribals, and hence there are several indigenous art forms that one can find here. Dokra craft involves working with the bell metal, and Zardoji embroidery has been passed down from centuries. The famous Chanderi and Maheshwari fabrics are a hand-woven combination of silk and cotton. Block prints such as Bagh and Nandana are also very popular. The Gond tribals have their own art form, which is reflected in their paintings, largely reflecting themes from nature and using the natural vegetable dyes. Let's watch a small video here.
देश की मिट्टी में गुनी छापे छापे रंगों में छनी दिल की कारीगरी कारीगरी देश की मिट्टी में गुनी छापे छापे रंगों में छनी दिलों के ताने बाने से बुनी देश के दिल की कारीगरी रंगों की जैसे बंदगी धागे धागे झलके जिंदगी हुनर की साची बानगी देश के दिल की कारीगरी 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 कारीगरी देश के दिल की कारीगरी
Madhya Pradesh State Tourism Development Corporation owns and operates 72 hotels across the state, which include hotels, palaces, resorts, and jungle lodges. These properties aim to give the traveler a real taste of local atmosphere, from the decor to the cuisine. Also, everything is sourced and managed locally, which also makes it a sustainable option and offering employment to the locals in a big way. Bhopal is just a short flight away from Delhi and Mumbai, and there are several flights each day from all major Indian cities. Currently, Indore has daily flights from Dubai, and soon more international flights will be added to further improve air connectivity to Madhya Pradesh. We have 5 operational airports, ensuring strong connectivity with all major Indian cities. All major cities and tourist destinations are well connected with road networks. All major cities are well connected with rail networks with main train stations. We have curated some exclusive itineraries based on travelers' interests. We have Tiger Trail for wildlife lovers, covering the splendid national parks of the state. For those keen on exploring the Heritage Trail, we have a circuit that covers the major must-see monuments and world-class museums which we have in the state. Madhya Pradesh is a rich repository of handicrafts, and for those who wish to explore this aspect, we have a well-planned short and long itineraries for them. And of course, for those interested in gastronomy, we offer a circuit covering the 2 places that serve up the best cuisine, Bhopal and Indore. Thank you very much to all the esteemed guests. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for that wonderful and colorful presentation. Now I request Mr. Shukla to kindly take this discussion forward.
May I request all of you to kindly share with us your views, how we can really take things forward and how you can help us in achieving what we want to do. So Vinita ji, you can call one by one and then we can have a conversation.
Mr. Navodit Verma, sir, we were actually very keen on doing MITT, but the uncertainty in your region is the reason why we are not there. So we'd like to hear from you, sir, about how we could further improve Madhya Pradesh's position in your region. Over to you, sir.
First of all, good afternoon, all of you, and thanks for this wonderful presentation. I believe that the Madhya Pradesh has a good potential, like for enhancing the foreign tourist arrivals to India as a whole. For example, here in from Russia, mainly Russians go to the Goa, Uttarakhand, and Kerala. These are the three major states where Russians prefer to stay, and primarily because the Russians have this kind of preference that they want the beach tourism, seaside tourism, because of the paucity of the such kind of places in their their own country. Pardon. So first of all, I would like to understand few of the things from your side, that in case some familiarization visits of some of the prominent blogger or some Instagram influencer, if it is being organized. So what is the modalities of this? How would this function? The funding mechanism, and how we can go ahead like cooperating with the Madhya Pradesh government. Second thing is it is on the same line, filming of some of the songs, some of the video clips in the territory of the Madhya Pradesh would like give more popularity to the Madhya Pradesh tourism as a whole in the Russia. So I just want to understand the modalities and the how we can go about that.
Yuvraj, please respond to the question.
Sir, kindly unmute yourself, Mr. Yuvraj, sir.
Sorry. Uh, First of all, I would like to thank Mr. Verma for his feedbacks. And secondly, I would like to very politely intimate you that throughout the year we have fan tour programs for the travel agents, tour operators, bloggers, influencers, photographers, and photojournalists. And we invite them to Madhya Pradesh to showcase our tourism products. And whenever they feel convenient, they are most welcome. And because this is a year-long kind of a activity for Madhya Pradesh tourism, what we have done is we have made an annual calendar, which is calendar for tourism and cultural activities in Madhya Pradesh from January to December. So which we are going to circulate that to all our guests and to all the embassies also for this year. So you can plan your visit. You can ask the prominent photographers and bloggers and influencers who want to travel to Madhya Pradesh. So they are most welcome. What exactly is their beat or the area? If we come to know early or in advance, we'll make all the arrangements for their comfortable stay and travel, and also for the attractions, for shooting their videos and all. And in turn, we would like from our embassies to promote the state and promote the tourism products of the state through all the travel agents, through these kind of guests who are visiting here. And also we would like to request to have an online or virtual meetings of travel agents, tour operators of both the, I mean, from the Russia and from Madhya Pradesh. Thank you.
Yeah, your points are well taken. So we will work on some organizing some of the VCs with the prominent tour operators here in Russia, Indians and Russians alike. So both are involved in the inbound tourism to India, and we will work on this. And regarding this familiarization tour, I think we would be working on compiling some list of some prominent Instagram bloggers, which we think invitation can be sent from the government of the Madhya Pradesh for promoting India and Madhya Pradesh as a safe destination. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Navodiji. And in fact, let me slightly elaborate on this topic, because other embassies have also been very keen now to send across the influencers of their country to our place. So what we can do, looking at the tourism season and the major activity period over here, we can design a couple of itineraries for, say, next 6 months, right? And then we can send across these itineraries to all the source market country embassies. If they want to pitch in, they would like to send someone, some TATOs or influencers, they can always get in touch with us. So we can organize a group kind of, itinerary for people to travel together. That will become much more easier for us to handle. Otherwise, people coming on individual basis would be difficult, slightly difficult logistically also. So if we can say have fixed dates, say 2 months from now during the monsoons, if we organize a particular itinerary and we share with the embassies, and if they want to pitch in, they want to send across someone, let them register their influencer or their TATOs with us, and then we 10-15 persons group can move together to various destinations of Madhya Pradesh and capture the various aspects of tourism of Madhya Pradesh. If that sounds well to you, that kind of thing can work.
Yeah, sure. Point well taken, and I think it's more convenient for your side also. So it is well taken. So
and they will also be able to have. Sorry, please carry on.
Yeah. So yeah. Please.
I thought it would be good for them also to network with the influencers of other countries. So they will develop bonds amongst themselves if they travel in a group. Say 8-10 countries, people, they come together and they travel together. And then that will, germinate some kind of bonding amongst themselves. So that is what just came to my mind. And Sanjay Soni ji and the team, our PR agency, please kindly work out a couple of itineraries for next 6 months, depending on the activity period and the major cultural and tourism events which are going to happen. And then we roll it out to embassies and solicit nominations from their side. And then we organize this group to travel together. That is what seems to me a very good and plausible solution to this.
Thank you,
yes, sir. We will do that. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Mr. P. Patabi is here from the Embassy of Beirut. Sir, we have interacted with Mr. Suhail Ijaz Ahmed, I think, the ambassador, and he is one of our very close friends of Madhya Pradesh. So over to you, sir, for your thoughts.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Vinita. And first of all, thank you, Mr. Shuklaji and Mr. Padole for giving an excellent presentation about Madhya Pradesh tourism. And as told by Madam, yes, we have already interacted once when Embassy has organized a discussion on as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav in July, on July 16, 2021. And Madhya Pradesh was one of the focus states, as said by Madam rightly. Excellency Ambassador hails from Indore, Dr. Suhail Ijaz Khan, and he was the first, he picked up this Madhya Pradesh should be the first presentation state. And we were given the presentation by Mr. Yuvraj Padole at that time, and it was well attended by the Association of Travel and Tour Operators in Lebanon, and also members of the Association of Development of Lebanese-Indian Relations. So they were all very enthusiastic now because to visit these stunning national parks, then the wildlife sanctuary there, and also the tiger reserve, because they are more adventure lovers in Lebanon. So they would like to visit this. And apart from this, we are again conducting one Know India seminar in the month of March. So we would again like to promote, as told by Shuklaji, if they can send that travel calendar. So we will definitely, share with the travel agents here. And that's it. We are promoting Madhya Pradesh in a big way here, I can say, in Lebanon. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you so much, sir. And we look forward to being a part of your event in March as well. Now, could we move over?
Please convey my regards to Suhail and tell him that now the time has come to walk the talk.
Yeah, correct. Maybe now the pandemic is also over now and everything is okay. We definitely, I will convey your regards, sir.
Thank you, sir. Miss Reena Jain is joining us from the Embassy of India in Muscat. Ma'am, over to you for your thoughts.
Yeah, thank you, Miss Vinita, and thank you, Shukla sir, and thank you, Mr. Padole. It is good to hear so much about Madhya Pradesh tourism products and services, and it's really amazing. And about Oman, what I can say is that it is very familiar with India, and despite its smaller population, the number of tourist arrival from Oman to India is maximum in the Gulf countries. And recently we had a B2B on 8th of February, in which around more than 40 participants took part. And we had IATO members, 5 speakers from Indian side, and 5 prominent travel agents from Omani side. And there is also a company state-owned, Omran. The CEO of Omran was there. And because Oman's vision is also for 2040 to enhance tourism, so they are looking towards inbound tourism. And so it was like B2B. And Oman, we also have agents looking after inbound and outbound. And so that way it went for 1.5 hours. And the familiarization trip, that is really very good an idea, and which can also be for Omanis. We can look at like bloggers and Instagram, these people, they can also visit, and travel agents also. And usually from Oman, the tourists, they go for medical tourism. Basically, that is their main focus. And but yes, like wildlife and natural parks, these are all can be focused, and I think this will attract the Omani population here. And what I would recommend, we can certainly have a virtual meeting again, and in which Madhya Pradesh Tourism, the agents and other state organizations, we can bring Omani side together on this virtual platform, and that I think certainly will help. So that is all I can say here. That's from my side, sir. But I think they have not explored Madhya Pradesh. They have been to Kerala, Hyderabad, Goa, and Delhi. But in the last meeting, I didn't hear that Madhya Pradesh they spoke about. That's also my side.
So there seems to be a lot of work which we need to do with your TATOs over there. And this B2B interaction, virtual interaction seems to be the way forward. And then we need to have our TATOs who are working for Madhya Pradesh, either in Madhya Pradesh or in any other state from Delhi or etc. We will have to have some sessions dedicated for this interaction, so that the fellows there, they get more understanding, more knowledge about the products here, and also they can sort out their business relationships with the TATOs of Madhya Pradesh. So that's a very good idea, welcome idea. We will definitely like to do that. So my team will get in touch with you in due course of time for that.
Right, sir.
And medical tourism, of course, Indore is picking up very well. It has already become a medical tourism hub. And I don't know how tourism can really work with the health and other sector players to make it, medical tourism important hotspot. Otherwise, medical tourism is happening automatically by default, because number of good hospitals are there, very cost effective and very good renowned doctors. They also have tie-ups with the major hospitals in Mumbai and Delhi. So their doctors visit here and they perform surgeries and all. So that is happening by default. But I think we also need to see that if tourism can network with all the players in this particular area and give some kind of end-to-end solution to the fellows who want to come here for different kind of medical treatments. So that also an idea which we will try to work in future. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. I now move over to Mr. Naveen Ramakrishna, who's joined us from Tel Aviv. Mr. Ramakrishna, welcome to this meeting, and do share some inputs about how the typical Israeli perceives India and what we can do to make Madhya Pradesh put it on his bucket list. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon to all of you in India. Thank you for a very good presentation on Madhya Pradesh. Thank you to Principal Secretary Sir also taking personal interest to enhance tourism towards Madhya Pradesh, focusing on this important region. As you know, Israel has been a strong partner when we see it from a tourism perspective. There's a good number of inbound tourism from Israel, albeit it's more influenced towards where the direct connectivity is towards Goa, Kerala, and some parts of Rajasthan and Delhi, because once we started the Air India flight in the last 4 or 5 years, the direct flight that has influenced also big time. Even otherwise, the youth in Israel, after their compulsory military training, it is almost a given that most of them travel to India. In that aspect, other than Goa, Kerala, and the Uttarakhand and the spiritual parts of the North India have been popular destinations, and of course with a lot of business between the two countries, the business come pleasure visits also are enhancing. It's not only the youth, the entire spectrum, or if you look at the age profile, about 20% in each age profile after the youth have been visiting. So in that sense, there is a lot of scope for Madhya Pradesh when we look at the nature and wildlife tourism, the trails, in terms of youth who do spend about a month, some of them, or more when they travel length and breadth of India, whenever they travel to India. In that sense, now when the UAE and Israel relationship also has improved, see the direct the lines through Dubai, which I saw that Madhya Pradesh is able to connect through Dubai, so that will open up opportunities as well. If not through Delhi, there are always connections which do help in bringing the tourists in. From our point of view, every year there is a international Mediterranean tourism mart which happens in Tel Aviv, which is it's a big tourism exhibition, and this year it's happening in at the end of March. Usually it happens in February or March. Last year it happened, I mean, due to COVID reasons, it happened in a virtual format. But this year it's happening in a physical format. We'd be happy to connect Madhya Pradesh to have a presence there. A physical presence will be useful, but I do understand that, I mean, budgetary requirements, one would have planned it well in advance. Perhaps Madhya Pradesh can look at the possibility of having a presence in the IMTM this year in March. If not physical, maybe other ways of having presence, hiring a space or showcasing the tourism products in terms of video or brochures. That will be, we'll be happy to connect and facilitate that. If not, definitely for the next year IMTM, one could plan to have a presence along with the tourism operators, and that will help in connecting the B2B. Of course, tourism here does have a model where a lot of tourism groups are handled by the tourism operators, and some of the bloggers turned tourism operators. So that B2B connect will definitely help. Otherwise, we were happy to learn about the familiarization visits, which MP is looking to organize, and Israel should definitely be kept in the scheme of things. When and if information is shared with us, we'll be scouting for those the influencers and travel journalists who will be able to spread the image of Madhya Pradesh better in Israel. Otherwise, also, I mean, social media is quite a powerful tool. Even without any specific tourism-focused event, one can targeted audience can be captured through specified international to the international audience through short videos on select areas, which could be promoted through the social media. That will help. If there are certain videos which have been made only for the international audience, I mean, if it needs subtitling, that could be looked at as well. We can help push it through our the friends of India here for also in the tourism operators circle. But on the whole, I look forward to knowing more about the familiarization visits. And if there is a nodal official, I'm not sure if it's Mr. Yuvraj. We will be sharing details about the IMTM, which is happening this year, and also to be in touch with for the event next year. Thank you.
Sir, kindly unmute yourself, sir.
Oh, sorry. Thank you so much, Mr. Ramakrishna, and very good suggestions. Yuvraj Padole, as well as Mr. Sanjay Soni, he is head of the PR agency who is helping us in reaching out to international audience. So both of them can be always contacted for any assistance, any clarification, or organizing any fam trips, etc. And for content also, they will be the nodal persons. So both of them can be reached out at any point of time. Regarding this mart, of course, we'll just explore possibilities for this year. Otherwise, next year, definitely we are going to be there. And then the content, of course, will supply you with sufficient content to be spread. And I would also request all the embassies kindly to follow us on social media. And we have very good presence in social media and very good content goes out through it. And it is very much, very well appreciated here in the Indian tourism circles. So please follow us and also help us in, through your system, you can further spread the word around. And regarding the smart, Sanjay Soniji will take a call on that, find out more details, and we'll see that what can be done this particular year. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I call upon Mr. Sitaraman, who has been a huge help for us every time when we are in Dubai and seeking any support from the UAE market. Mr. Sitaraman, over to you, sir, for your inputs.
Yeah, good afternoon, madam. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you very much for MP Tourism for invitation to me. I give a few points from this market. First of all, I am looking after a vast one, Middle East plus Africa. Nearly 85 nations I am looking after. So I divided into two different categories. First, number one for luxury, wildlife, and wellness food and MICE for UAE, KSA, Kuwait, Qatar, and Oman, and including architect, Lebanon, Egypt, and Turkey. South Africa, Mauritius, and Kenya, Tanzania. There are more Indian diasporas are living there. So it is very suitable for the pilgrimage also, especially Ujjaini, Mahaleshwar. It's a very, very important this market. So, and next, you make the presentation in different languages, especially in Arabic, Turkish, English, and on Russian from Moscow also, the embassy people asking Russian also. Language presentation very, very important in this market. So because flight connection from Dubai to MP already existed, so why you make any joint promotion or any with any airlines for medical tourism and for wildlife? And for promoting wildlife sanctuary on MP tourism, we make it a model of Zambia, Zimbabwe model. The flight connection is a regular connection is there, connected with a small flight to concerned spots. In this model, we can promote very easily in Madhya Pradesh. And Lebanon, Egypt, Turkey people mostly interested in architect. So you will participate in a road shows, and joint promotion, no India seminar, and then main focusing bloggers in this Arabic and the Turkish and the South Africa bloggers for fan trips. Because mostly the young generation in Arabic, the local Arabs are more interesting about the history of India and architect. So why you should main focus for the bloggers. So in South Africa and Mauritius, more diasporas are living. So very suitable for promoting indoor on the Mahabaleshwar area. And any more question, madam, specifically in this market? Any doubt?
Mr. Sitaraman, thank you very much. Very concise and to the point and specific solution for specific issues. And
yeah,
that's what we were looking at, in fact.
Yeah, so your presence should be there. It is very important. Regular presence. And because nowadays is a more competition from other neighboring countries. Nowadays, our good neighbors starting speaking about the Buddha. So we should be wake up immediately. So with the more competition from Georgia, Armenia, Uzbekistan, and Turkey. So because all the packages are selling by the Indians only, but our presence is not there. But they more focusing mainly other countries, not India. So you invite many tour operators for B2B meeting and then for fam trips and the regular road shows, sir.
Absolutely. All the points well taken, and we will definitely follow up and take your help in organizing these different kind of activities. And we'll also send across very good content to all your offices and embassies. We don't know whether we will be able to convert the content in different languages. There are limitations here. So I don't know whether embassies can really do this at their level. Whatever content we provide, videos, etc. If the embassies and the India tourism offices have wherewithal to really insert the subtitles in the source country language, which is prevalent over there. I'm just would like to know if you have some kind of leverage to do that.
No, sir. You may contact also. Okay, you got joint secretary or additional secretary, plus embassy also for any translation anything. So they will help you.
Okay, so we will follow up. Very useful suggestions. Thank you so much.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sitaraman. Thank you, sir. And now we move over to Mr. Satyendra Dwivedi, who is joining us from Rasal Khaima, and he is the chair of Friends of Madhya Pradesh. We have met him a couple of times at the expo. Mr. Dwivedi, over to you, sir.
First of all, ma'am, I would like to thank you for giving me an opportunity for this. Yuvraj sir, it was very nice presentation for MP. We're glad to see all these. And I appreciate the Shukla sir and leadership to taking forward that rural tourism. That is a very wonderful idea. We're very excited on that. We want to looking more on that if the sir can elaborate more on this information. Regarding this UAE and the way it is the concrete hub, you know, that people like to go outside the natural, where the natural adventurous area. So I certainly say that this is a very big market for MP tourism. So they must be penetrate on the cultural level and on the adventurous level. So I would like to request you 2 questions. If you could more elaborate on that rural tourism, and as a being FOMP chairman, how can we participate, engage with the MP tourism to move forward further? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Satyenji. I think your camera was up. Now I can see.
Sorry. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
देखिए, seeing is believing. अब आपका सामने देख करके तो मैं ज़्यादा समझता हूँ.
अरे सर.
आप कहाँ को बिलोंग करते हैं मध्य प्रदेश में?
मैं भोपाल से हूँ सर मैं.
अरे वाह, क्या भोपाली है फिर क्या दिक्कत?
अरे सर, मैं तो भोपाल से ही हूँ सर.
So, Satyenji, just to update you and others about rural tourism, this is a new initiative which we have been working on for last 1 year now. And more than 20 villages we have now this rural homestays created by the rural community themselves. We are just hand-holding, training them, exposing them to best of the rural homestays around in the neighboring states, and also skilling them to handle the guest in a nice manner. Also creating community assets around these rural homestays in these villages. So now our target is that we want to take up 100 odd villages in next 1 year, and every village we would like to create 10 homestays each. So 1,000 odd homestays we are targeting at to create in next 1 year. And this has really caught up well, and community is also showing a lot of keen interest. And the product is basically to expose travelers to the rural landscape, the rural way of life, which is very sustainable, simple, down to earth, as well as ecologically very rewarding, and also to give them inputs about the agricultural assets of a village. Apart from that, the local art, craft, cuisine, and the culture, these are also a part of the entire experience which a traveler has when he goes to stay in a rural homestay. And they are supposed to be served by the families who have created these homestays in their houses. And these houses are done in a very artistic and very, innovative manner, giving the rustic and a very local material, low cost housing, rustic yet comfortable, hygienic, all those things are done. And then they can cook together with the families who are offering them the homestay. They can go out to the fields, pick up vegetables, fruits, come back, cook themselves in the chulha, and that kind of an experience and a personalized kind of behavior interaction. So this is being liked very much. In fact, I'm very happy to share with you that in WTM London this year, a couple of months back, International Responsible Tourism Authority, they have recognized Madhya Pradesh initiative as one of the best in the international arena. And we have been awarded for that and appreciated for that. So, and we are going to have international seminar on responsible tourism in the month of September. And all 15, 16 countries would be coming and participating here, and we'll be taking them to our rural homestays and ensuring they have a good exposure of our this particular novel facet of tourism. So this is what we are up to.
Yes, sir. My second question to how to engage from from Indian diaspora, that also, sir.
In fact, this is my question to you. You have to answer that question.
Sir, we are very interested on that particular module. Just we would like to be involved any other in terms of that, for example, I'm living in Dubai. How can I work as a brand ambassador, as a messenger from the MP Tourism? Either we go with the select some tour operators, either go with the penetrate with the people here living here. So it's we work with you on that part, sir. It's good. I appreciate that the model, because it's creating the employment in the rural area. That is a very good means the information. So I love to see all these information we can get, sir. Thank you.
So may I request you to kindly spread the word around in the Indian diaspora circles, and you must be having your own networks to reach out to everyone there. And please, sure, if you could motivate everyone to follow us on the social media, they will get more information, updated information, and also all those leads to help them organize and curate their trips to Madhya Pradesh. Indian diaspora or the next gen, people who would like to be connected to their, motherland, we would be very happy to help them out in reaching their destinations and curating trips for them. So all this will be possible if everyone starts following us on the social media, and through your channel, we would also like to keep sharing with you some good content, which we would expect you to kindly disseminate further down the line. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Now I call upon Mrs. Shilpa Gupta, Additional Managing Director of the Madhya Pradesh Tourism Board, to offer the vote of thanks and also make the final remarks. Ma'am, over to you.
Namaskar and good afternoon to everyone. It has indeed been a great learning experience to hear the inputs from all the esteemed members of today's meeting panel. Madhya Pradesh, as you have seen for yourself through the presentation and as you have heard from MD Sir's remarks and pointers, has tremendous potential and vast array of offerings. On behalf of Madhya Pradesh Tourism Department, I invite you all to be a part of our international success story, which I'm sure we can achieve in the incoming years with your guidance, support, and advice. Thank you once again for your valuable time and inputs, and I look forward to seeing you all in our beautiful state soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. And on that note, we come to the end of a rather fruitful meeting. Thank you all so much for your time once again, and look forward to seeing you all soon. Namaste.